Okay, so now I'm going to cook the salmon that I prepared earlier, and I've got the Anova Wi-Fi Bluetooth Immersion Circulator here. You can see it's a really heavy unit. I filled a pot of water, a pot with water. I only put cold water in because the sous vide machine itself actually heats the water. I've got to say, I looked high and low on the internet to find out whether I should put hot or cold water in, so yeah, just cold. And see how this saucepan's got quite a wide lip, but you can see here there's a big gap with the Anova where you can fit it onto a saucepan with very wide lips. So all I'm going to do is slide it down so that it sits on the bottom of the saucepan, and I've got a little wheel that I'm turning, and it will just keep till I tighten it. Now the other thing with it is that this part here with this little handle can move up and down to change the height of the actual immersion circulator in your pot. So I've got that, so that's tight, and I'm just going to plug it in. Now if you haven't, I've already filled this up with cold water, if you haven't actually put enough water in, it will beep at you and it won't start until you actually put more water in. So I've just turned it on. Now, because I'm cooking salmon, I already know that I want to cook it at 55 degrees, and it's going to cook for at least 30 minutes. With sous vide, you can cook it for as long as you like, because what it does is it actually gets the food's temperature to 55 degrees, which is how I want it cooked. So on the Nova, it's got a very easy to read pad, and with that little wheel, you can see that the temperature changes, so it's changing. So I want to make sure it's on 55. It's already telling me that the temperature is only 21.5. Now I don't put my fish in until it gets to the 55 degrees, and it will beep at me when it gets to that. So all I do is press the red button and it starts, and now it's circulating the water and it's heating the water. So you can see that the temperature's already started to rise. Now what I do is that I always put my saucepan onto a wooden breadboard, because the temperature of the pot sometimes can get quite hot and you don't want to damage your bench. So if you put it on something that you know that it's safe, that will be fine. So what I'll do is we'll come back when it gets to 55 degrees, and that's Celsius. Sorry, one more thing is that you can have Celsius or Fahrenheit, and it's just a matter of holding in that button and it will change over to Fahrenheit, and you can choose your temperature according to Fahrenheit. So we'll come back when that gets to 55 degrees. So the Anova now has got to 54.6. It should beep very soon. It usually beeps a little bit before it gets to the 55. I think that's to prepare you for the food to go in. The pot is really quite warm, so I'm happy I've got it sitting on a breadboard, and you can see it going up. The circulator just circulates the water gently. It's not a big bubbling motion, it's just a circulation, and it will then cook the fish. So as soon as that beeps, I'm going to put my fish in. Now the Anova also has a Wi-Fi and an app, which they're attached to each other, and you can set this up via the Wi-Fi. So that's beeped, so it's telling me it's close. I'm not going to wait any longer. You simply take your fish, pop it into the water, push it down a bit, and then the fish sits on the bottom of the saucepan. What I found initially when I was using the Ziploc bags is that they tended to float to the top a little bit. They weren't quite as sealed as the vacuum sealer. So I'm much happier with my vacuum sealed food now. So we'll go away again and we'll come back in 30 minutes when the fish should be cooked. Okay, so my time's up and the Anova's finished. My fish is looking good. I'm just going to turn it off and pull the plastic sachets out of the pot. Now, I just snip these to open them. Now these have got a lot of nice lemon and butter juice in it. I'm actually going to tip that into my fry pan. Just put that one there for now and open this one. Set them up. Now I'll take this, go to the stove and turn that up high. All I'm going to do is sear the skin. So put some oil in, some olive oil. And carefully take this out. Let it dry just a bit. And then I'm going to put it skin side down. Pat this one dry. I'm going to throw it in. Wash your hands. And so that's starting to heat up. And its skin is starting to be seared. Couple of plates, and let's do with that. I'm going to pour this over the top. Give it a tiny bit longer. I should have made the fry pan a little hotter before I threw them in. It's much better if that's searing hot. So that one's finished. And now this one. So now I've got salmon with crispy skin that's been cooked in the sous vide machine. And it's taken me almost no work at all. I quickly vacuum sealed it, I put the water on, I heated it, I threw them in, I went off and did whatever I wanted to do, and now I've come back and our dinner's cooked. So I'll make some more videos of different food that I'll cook. My next one I think I will do a steak and see how that goes.